Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Gita, we'll read the same shloka, text number 16. Nasuto vidyate bhavo, na bhavo vidyate satah, uvayorapi drishtonyatas, tvanayos tattvadarshivih. नासतो विद्यते भावो न भवो विद्यते सतः उभयोरपि दृष्टोऽन्यथास्त्वनयोस्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः. Translation proper given by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta from Srila Prabhupada. Those who are seers of the truth have concluded that the non-existent, the material body, there is no endurance, and of the eternal, there is no change. This they have concluded by studying the nature of both. I'll read the second paragraph. Please hear this attentively. Prabhupada gave very deep insights here. This is a beginning of the instruction by the Lord to the living entities who are bewildered by the influence of ignorance. Removal of ignorance involves the re-establishment of the eternal relationship between the worshipper, and the worshipable. And the consequent understanding of the difference between the part and parcel living entities and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Removal of ignorance involves the re-establishment of eternal relationship between the worshipper and the worshipable, and the consequent understanding of the difference between the part and parcel living entities and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One can understand the nature of the Supreme by thorough study of itself. The difference between oneself and the Supreme being understood as a relationship between the part and the whole. In the Vedanta Sutra as well as in Bhagavatam, the Supreme has been accepted as the origin of all emanations. Such emanations are experienced by superior and inferior natural sequences. Such emanations are experienced by the superior and inferior natural sequences. Superior means the Supreme Personality Godhead, inferior is the Jiva. The living entities belong to the superior nature. It will be revealed in the 7th chapter. Now the inferior is the material nature. Please excuse me. The living entities belong to the superior nature as it will be revealed in the 7th chapter. Although there is no difference between the energy and energetic, the energetic is accepted as a supreme and the energy or nature is accepted as a subordinate. The living entities therefore are always subordinate to the supreme Lord, as in the case the master and the servant, or the teacher and the thought. Such clear knowledge is impossible to understand under the spell of ignorance. And to drive away such ignorance, the Lord teaches the Bhagavad Gita for the enlightenment of all living entities for all. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupakam Mayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nikom karoti vachalam, Pangam langayate gram. Kripa Tamaham Bande, Shri Guru Dina Tarinam. Hare Krishna. Today in the morning, I went to see my cousin. He's in the hospital. He has no external presence. He's not present in the present. He's blinking his eyes, not knowing what's happening externally. I was given an opportunity to stay in front of him for 5 minutes. I was chanting and praying for the well-being. Then later on, once I came out of that room, I was just thinking and I was reflecting to the shloka today. Nasato bhavato, nasato vidyate bhavo, na bhavo vidyate sataha. Our entire life, we deal with so many people in this world, friends, relatives, wife, brother, sister, mother, father, so many people in this world. I was seeing that person in that ICU with all pipes connected to his body on ventilation. The moment that thing is removed, cannot stay even for a couple of minutes. The soul will leave the body. That kind of a difficult situation. The family members are trying to see him so that he stays for more days. They're just reflecting. He's the only person there. That's how he came to this world. That's how we all came to this world. We came alone. We didn't came with our father or mother. Likewise, my cousin who's there in that room, he's alone. Daughter might say daddy, or papa, or nana. Cannot hear that. Cannot, even though if he's able to hear, cannot respond to that. That means in which situation is he? He's in a situation where only he can experience that pain. No one else can experience. We can see him, we can pray for him. I was telling my father also. See, whatever he's experiencing right now, I cannot experience, you cannot experience. He has to go through that. He has to experience it. It's not an easy thing, it's a difficult thing. It's like a child comes into this mother's womb, comes outside the mother's womb. That pain the child has to experience. Only he can feel. The pain the mother is feeling while giving birth to the child, only she can experience that. No one else can, a father cannot experience that. Or his forefather, no one can else experience that. They have to experience that. That means every experience we go through, we have to, we have to go through that. Likewise, the devotee, if a person is in a difficult situation or in a precarious condition, we need to understand this person is also going through so much experiences, so much trauma. Rather than putting them down, we should be more compassionate to them. So we should at least forget about compassion. We should at least recognize that they are going through difficulty. If we at least recognize that, then we make a lot of progress actually. That's a great sign. That's a great sign of progress in Krishna consciousness. So I was just thinking, Krishna here, proper. After I came home, I opened up this shloka and just trying to read for 5 minutes. trying to reflect what our acharyas are telling. So we've been discussing this sloka since few days. I wanted to read this second paragraph one more time. And then I read the first striking thing which striked and which is very valid in this particular word is illusion. Now the jiva who's about to leave the body, he's alone. He's in a difficult state. Does he think that I'm superior at this point of time? Does he think that I'm great at this point of time? For example, if a person is leaving his body, does he think he's in a difficult state? He's unable to breathe also. At that moment, does he think that he's healed? Does he think that he's great? He will not think that. He will actually think how to come out of this difficult state. Why am I kept in this traumatic condition? He'll think about that, but he'll never think that I want that position, I want this position, I want to become temple president, I want to become this thing, I want to become head of this thing, or I want to get some big position in this. Does a person at that particular dire situation does he think like that? He will not think like. What is he thinking? He might be thinking about his family members, he might be thinking about his wife, might be thinking about children, so many other people, might be thinking about so many other things. But he will never think about those things. Now, why, and when do we think about those things? When everything is good, when we think about that. See the pathetic condition in this world. At every moment, we have challenges. For example, body is working fine. Then we try to gratify the body through the senses. That is a challenge. Not to gratify is a challenge. That means not to gratify means he should be completely absorbed in Krishna consciousness. That is one biggest challenge. Now, when the body is not functioning, the consciousness will think in such a way that I should come out of this difficult state. Now, why the soul is thinking to come out of that difficult state? Because the moment it come out of the difficult state, he can do sense gratification. That means he has some free will now. That means he has some gap. He can do whatever he wants. When I was in the outskirts of the city, traveling from Ongole to Hyderabad, I saw this huge Chernobyl Central Jail. Very huge, red color building. Everything is red. It's like 2 kilometers. So wide. So wide, so huge. That is, people inside who are there in that jail, they think that when do I come out of that? And from outside, when we see that, oh, this is beautiful, or this is great, oh, this is the central jail, very authorized, very perfectly laid, everything is there. That means whoever is not in that condition, he will think about that condition. Whoever is in that condition will think about how to come out of that condition. The person who is outside the jail is thinking that yes, this is jail. He'll tell. For the person who's inside that jail, he will understand how difficult it is. Just like Devi Devatas, they see us from the top. They see us that this jivas suffering so much in this world. Can't help much. All the jivas are suffering so much. Because they see from that angle, they see that yes, they are in the jail. Because we also see those people who are in the jail, we think that they are suffering. Actually, not just them, we are also suffering so much through the illusory state. Because through that illusory state only, we think that we don't want to. 1 second. Through that illusory state only, we think that this is correct. That is wrong. But technically, as we are in illusion, we don't understand what is right is actually wrong and what is wrong is actually right. That means not establishing a relationship with the Lord, establishing a relationship with the Lord, everyone in this world thinks that that is illusion. And then they all establish relationship in separation of the Lord with everyone in this world. Whomever they know, whomever they know, they're actually seeing in that perspective. Now, whoever is coming to see that person is in a difficult state, they're all trying to see how this person can have a better, how this person can come out of this difficult situation. His body is completely bedridden. It's in a difficult state. That means the soul which is there in this particular body is actually waiting for that moment to come out of this. But externally, the doctors, they are not allowing that to happen. That means there is no conception of natural death these days. Just like there are no natural pregnancies, it's all cesarean. Whenever they want, they can do it. Whenever they are comfortable, they can do it. Likewise, death is also not natural these days. Death is also very artificial. But is it really, I always think about this, is it really artificial? Because, for example, if a person is supposed to live 60 years, is he living that 60 years through that artificial way? Or is he living little more through that artificial way? For example, if a person is supposed to live at 60, live 60, and then he gets diseased, he's in the hospital under the ventilation. That means, is the lifespan increasing? For example, let's say the lifespan increased for a few days. What is the advantage of that? There's no advantage of that. Because if you see, trees are also living for 100 years. What advantage and gain it has? Doesn't have any advantage. I mean, it gives oxygen, consumes carbon dioxide, it helps whoever comes under the shade. But for a human being, if the human being is not actually Krishna conscious, what advantage it is? Does it have any advantage? It doesn't have any advantage. I mean, it doesn't matter if he's living couple of days more or couple of days less. Doesn't matter. Because I always say we should always keep ourselves in that. What is it, ourselves? Arey, what did I did today for the pleasure of the Lord? Did I chanted nicely, or did I heard nicely, or did I read something? Or did I establish a relationship by thinking about the Lord, thinking about the sacrifices of the acharyas? If we do anything like that, is our faith increased today? What did I do? That's what Prabhupada is mentioning here. This is a beginning of the instruction by the Lord to the living entities who are bewildered by the influence of the ignorance. What is influence of ignorance, dear devotees? Influence of ignorance means we, everyone else in this world, thinking that we are this. That is information in ignorance. What is that? What is that ignorance? How is that? How is it not helping us to really understand? Because we think that we are this. Likewise, every jiva in this world, they think that they are this body. They want to protect this body. They want to see that this body is functioning. But if the body is protected and seen for functioning, what is it really doing to function? What benefit the body is being, what benefit the body is attained, is doing, what service it is doing. For example, if a person is working at the office, the manager will actually see, I have four resources under me. How are these four resources doing? Are they doing good? How are they doing? And what advantage I have by keeping him? What benefit I'm getting by keeping him? If they don't see any benefit, they say, they somehow shape or form they try to remove that person. Because there's no benefit. Likewise, if the soul is away from this body, nobody keeps this body. Dear devotees, even though the person is not walking or not sleeping or not, he cannot do any of his work. But if he's at least breathing, then they keep him at home. But even that breathing is stopped, does anyone keep those bodies at home? No. The body has to be sent out. The body has to be removed from that place. It has to be taken to the crematory place. That means the body, when it is functioning, it has value. The moment the body stops functioning, it is nowhere. It means doesn't matter where father, mother, son, child, doesn't matter who we are. Doesn't matter at all. If it is functioning, then we'll keep that. If it is not functioning, no business. Or we might cry for some time, but after that, you forget. We were discussing about another cousin couple of days back. He died like when he was like 32, many years back. The children have grown up now. Do they think about their father now? It's gone. That means time, mrityu sarva haras chaham. Time will remove everything. Time will not wait for us. It will remove everything. That means the body, the moment the soul is outside this body, there is no mercy on this body. Another question will come, if the body is being given so much importance when it is living, that means why don't we think about the person? Why don't we think about the person who's actually driving that body? It's a very interesting thing. We see Pashyanti na Pashyanti. Krishna is actually, we'll see that verse also. Krishna, he himself is surprised. Pashyanti na Pashyanti. He tells that this is a very surprising factor. What is the surprising factor? The soul is present in the body. Through the presence of the soul, the body is working. The moment soul comes out of this body, nobody cares about this body. But when the body is there, nobody cares about the soul. Pashyanti na Pashyanti. This is very intricate subject. Well, it is very astonishing. See, currently, even sense gratification is done through soul only. Please understand, because the soul is there, that's why we do sense gratification. The soul is not there, we cannot do sense gratification. For example, somebody is raising the hand. You go and then try to shake that hand. And then you try to pull that hand. Just you only see hand. You don't see the body or head or anything. And just the hand is coming. You only see the hand. You don't see anything else. You feel afraid because it's just the hand. That means the same hand, when it is connected to the body, you feel that, oh, this belongs to my father's hand. But then the same hand, when it is cut off, if it is raising, we feel bewildered, don't we? Yes, we do. Likewise, when the soul is there, we act on this plane. We perceive everything on this plane. We think that, oh, this is my money, that is this thing, this is that thing. Are whose money, who's carrying? That doesn't mean that we waste everything because that belongs to the Lord also. That is Lord's. Everything belongs to the Lord. We understand. It belongs to the Lord. So when I do something out of box without having a relationship, that's what Prabhupada is mentioning. What is illusion? Illusion means to not establish a relationship with the Lord. That's a period. So beautiful. That means to establish that relationship, the jiva is a superior. It's not inferior. Jiva is superior. To know the superior quality of the jiva, one should actually know the qualities of the Lord. That's what Prabhupada is very beautifully. He says that to understand the jiva, the spirit, the superior energy, the internal energy of the Lord, which is driving, the soul is driving through that. To know the soul, one should actually know the Lord. That means when you know the root, you actually try to know about the leaves. If I don't know the root, then how can I know about the leaves? For example, if there is no value to the root, will the leaf sustain? It will not sustain. So that is the whole point in this world. Everyone is trying to establish a relationship with the leaves, forgetting the roots. Everyone wants to embrace the leaves. Arey bapre, this leaf came from the root. You're missing the root. If you miss the root, everything is missed. Question, no question. Please understand this. It's very astonishing. People who are eating meat in this world or having illicit relationships, or doing gambling, taking intoxication, they are all doing through soul only. The soul is present in their body. They're developing some desires. Through those desires, they're doing those activities, those karmic reactions. Those karmas they're doing. And then obviously they have to suffer for that. Because what are they doing? They're trying to remove soul from its natural state. That means they want to give something, they want to prove or come to an understanding that the soul is superior. Then who? Then Krishna also. Please understand. Here they want to remove Krishna. And this soul, who is actually superior, is not inferior. Soul is not inferior. Soul is superior, but it is part and parcel of the Lord. It is not equal to the Lord, or neither it is superior to the Lord. It is in the superior plane. Just like the Lord, it is also in the superior plane. But this is Anu, Lord is Vibhu, Krishna is Vibhu. And Krishna is the source of everyone. Ete chamsa kalapumsam Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. That Anu can never be Vibhu. No, don't ever think that my chanting of Hare Krishna mantra will transform me from Anu to Vibhu. No, that will never happen. Anu is always Anu. If you think like that and chant Hare Krishna, that is the greatest offense. If we pull the other devotees and try to chant Hare Krishna, we cannot do that. Oh, for example, I'm trying to pull a devotee through my own aggrandizement or my own anger, greed, lust, envy, pride. If I try to pull the other devotee, oh, I cannot chant Hare Krishna. Actually, you know what is a proof that Krishna is present? I'll tell the secret, another secret to you. The proof that Krishna is present, you do Vaishnava Aparadha, you'll actually realize because you cannot chant Hare Krishna. That's a realization you'll get because I did Vaishnava Aparadha, that's why I'm unable to chant Hare Krishna. But don't do that. I'm just telling because it will work. I've seen with my eyes only. Devotee is chastising another devotee. The devotee who chastised the devotee is never there after the temple because he's been sent out. Srimati Radharani will not allow the devotee. That's the presence. They are there, dear devotees. Radha Vrindavan Chandra, they are there. They are there. They are not away. Radha Madan Mohanji, they are there. So beautiful. Today, Mangalarati I attended. Abbott's temple. Beautiful. Beautiful vibration. Beautiful energy. It's a nice experience. Just the experiences which we carry, that is what it is. Krishna consciousness is what? You carry experiences. That means from a transcendental state to the state of ignorance, you should know what everything. You should know what is ignorance, what is passion, what is goodness, what is transcendence. You should experience that. Hospitals are the places of ignorance. Tamoguna, complete tamo. You don't see natural sunlight. You don't see smiling faces. Everyone is kind of disturbed. This is a hospital. It's a hospital. Everyone is in a state of anxiety. Everyone is thinking he should be alive, he should be alive, he should be alive. They're praying intensely. The doctors, they're like patients actually. We're seeing a doctor, he looks like a patient. He's like worn out, stressed out, completely. If the doctors are like that, what inspiration, motivation they give to the patients? They don't. That's why doctors should be Krishna conscious. Remember when spiritual master tells, if you want to become a doctor, first you become Krishna conscious, then you become a doctor. Otherwise, you will never be happy. I was saying that doctor, he might be earning like 25 lakhs or 30 lakhs, but there's no life in his face. He's like worn out. He looks like 60 years. He might be 45. He looks like 60. But he might get more money. What is that? Are you happy? You're not happy. I'm saying everyone. If you give some 10 rupees, they will smile. 100 rupees, they smile. Otherwise, there's no smile in anyone's face. Nobody is happy, actually. Entire hospital, I was observing everyone. Nobody is happy, actually. Everyone is tensed, dejected, morose. Because lack of Krishna consciousness. When bhakti, when bhakti is not there, dear devotee, what happens is you try to enjoy in so many ways in this world because you're not connected to the root. When we're not connected to the root, what we do so many things in this world. Because Jiva is Anandamaya Abhyasat. He's trying to find happiness through so many ways. He cannot get. Because he's trying to find happiness through this leaf. No, he's not getting happiness. He'll go to another leaf. He's not getting happiness. He'll go to another leaf. Arey Baba, you should go to the root to get that energy. You cannot rely on that leaf. The leaf cannot give you that strength. The leaf, he himself is getting that strength from the root. Oh, you are having a relationship with that leaf so that that leaf will give you happiness. And how can the leaf will give you happiness? How can the leaf can give the satisfaction? The root has to give the satisfaction. That means the leaf is green because it is connected to the root. Likewise, if you are connected to the root, we will be happy. If you are not connected to the root, we are just connected to the mere leaves, external things outside. Jiva cannot be happy. Now I'll tell another thing here. A 30-year-old devotee, this is very inspiring. A 30-year-old devotee, he has a problem in lungs. And my father gives some Ayurvedic medicine for which there is a problem in lungs. Because it's coming since from their parents, fathers. They give some Ayurvedic medicine. Ayurvedic medicine, it works sometimes. If it is very worse, then it's difficult. That means, dear devotees, this if you understand, those days, if there is a problem, there was a medicine. And they were also trained up in such a way that if there is no medicine, they stay at home and then they remember the Lord and then leave the body. Well, this so-called advancement of this world, what it is doing is the first thing is there's no dependency. Because the person is thinking, I have money, let me go to the hospital. Let me put myself in ventilation. Where is the question of dependency? Where is the question of depending on the Lord? That means don't we have to go to those places? I'm not saying it. See, there's a limit for everything. You know when you live. If you are really Krishna conscious, you know when is the time for me. You'll know, you'll get that. Paramatma sitting in your heart, now you'll understand. You're not dumb. We get that reflection. Because you're very sincerely practicing. No, that devotee was 30-year-old, he has a liver problem. And then he went to the doctor. Doctor said, you cannot live. And then we have to put you on ventilation. You might stay for 2, 3 months. But you have to be on ventilation. Otherwise, you stay for a few days and then you have to. Because your liver is completely gone. Then he said, if anyhow I have to die, that's what you said, right? The child, 30-year-old, is a devotee. Anyhow, you said I will die. Let me go home. What's the point of staying in this filthy place? I don't want to leave my body like cats and dogs. I want to go home. He's at home, he has Gauranitai, Jagannath Baldev Subhadramai. He's close to the temple, Father Madan Mohanji. And then the child, he stayed at home. He continuously chanted, heard the lectures, read. My parents also went. Right after that 2 days, he stayed at home. He left. Happily he left. This is glorious dance. When he has a problem, he understood. He got that conviction. Yes, I cannot stay here. Because Krishna is from the heart. He's telling that sadhaka, no, you cannot stay here. Come out of this thing. I remember my spiritual master also told a devotee was about to, who was in a very complex situation 8 years back, 7, 8 years back. They came to Hyderabad from Ongole. They came to, one second now. They came to Hyderabad from Ongole. And what happened was, the doctor was not that convincing. I remember spiritual master telling the devotee, just come on, we'll go. And then the devotee just left the place. See that conviction in their heart, the devotee is still serving until. He did not leave, he still continued. That faith in the words, just like the child, he received that. Conviction is, his father is not thinking, his parents were telling, no, you have to be here. No. The child was immediately telling, take me out of this place. I don't want to stay here. And he left. Oh, this is conviction. Those devotees, they go back to wonder. So, what is our role models? What we have to do? And then another aspect, how Chanakya was asking yesterday, do we have to donate our organs? No, we should not. Why we shouldn't is, first thing is, we don't know where the donation will go. First aspect. Let's say if the donation went to a person who is doesn't have good consciousness, And through the donation, we donated ice. Through the donation, that person is not right. Then obviously the donation which you did is not correct. And we might think that we might be doing some social service. Actually, we are not doing social service. As per one's own, because as the Lord is the source of everyone, He knows which person has to be given work. For example, if the Lord gives hands and legs in this life, there's no guarantee that we'll get hands and legs in the next life. Because we don't know what kind of sinful activities we have done in this life. Through the sinful activities, we might or might not get. We don't know. That is what are we trying? What are we trying to do? We are trying to change the plan of the Lord itself. Trying to put a full stop to that and then change on top of it. So the best thing we should do, what we have been given, we should use it to the best of this ability, use it in the service of the Lord, finish all the business, go back home back to God. Don't cause trouble to this body. Anyhow, it is matter. The foremost important thing which we should observe is anything which we do, it applies through karmic reactions in this world. Now, one time on these lines, a question was being asked to my spiritual master. Let's say if I'm going in the street, should I give 10 rupees or some prasad to the beggar? Should I give 10 rupees or some prasad? Now, what is the answer? If I give 10 rupees, there might be karmic reaction. Let me give some prasad. That will benefit him, it will benefit me also. Okay, it's a general answer. But the answer is very deep. Let's say you gave the 10 rupees. Okay. And you have 3 crores of property. You gave it to your son. Now, the son used it for sense gratification. He enjoyed. Oh, which is a bigger karmic reaction? 10 rupees is bigger karmic reaction or 3 crore is bigger karmic reaction? 3 crore is bigger karmic reaction. That means you're actually giving to your son and you're actually repenting to that. You have to suffer to that. Why? Because he will not use it in right way because you never trained him in Krishna consciousness. That means giving 10 rupees is not a problem actually. That means we think so much when we are doing it to others, but we don't think about it when we are doing it to our family members. That means we take our family members for granted. That means that's okay. If अपना family है ना, no, you'll get reactions for that also. I was discussing with my mother today about this. Amma, your karma which you have done before coming to Krishna consciousness, that will be afflicting us. And my karma which I do after knowing Krishna consciousness, that will be afflicting my children. That means whatever our parents have done karmic reaction, we have to go through that. For example, if they have done pious activities, we will get that benefit. If they have done impious activities, we have to suffer for that also, along with them. Because we can, because dear devotees, no two persons will be connected together if there is no common karmic reactions running through them. Do you think it's like a joke? Everyone is like husband and wife just like that coming together? It's not joke, it's a perfect arrangement. It's a perfect mere arrangement that this person has to come to this person only. Husband doesn't understand that why this wife is troubling me. She's troubling you because she has to teach a lesson through that. Krishna wants us to learn a lesson through that. Prabhupada gave a beautiful lecture on not to take divorce. And then after that, a devotee would come and ask, Prabhupada, can I take divorce? Prabhupada said, yes. Then another devotee was next to Prabhupada. That devotee, after the devotee who asked for divorce has left, he's asking Srila Prabhupada, Swamiji, up until now, you spoke a lot about this divorce, not to take divorce. We should be Krishna conscious. You should accept each other, should tolerate, we should not revolt. All those things are there. Then the moment he came and asked, you gave, why? Prabhupada said, if I say no, anyhow he will do it. If I say no, anyhow he'll do. When I say no, and when he does, he has to go through a lot of karmic reaction because he's going against the principle of spiritual master, which is a problem. So what I did was, I said yes, because anyhow he'll do that. He wouldn't have come to me if he had respect towards me, because I spoke a lot about that only. He wouldn't have come to me to that. He came to me for that because he wants to do it. Please understand. As he wants to do it, Prabhupada knows that he really wants that. Then he said, yes, tadastu, granted. Likewise, so many times, I know the scripture after telling us about this. So many times he tells us that, so many times I speak good. I speak what we are supposed to do. But after the class, you say, I don't want to do that, I want to do this. I say, "You go ahead and do it. Because he doesn't obstruct. He tells as a philosophy in the class. He tells as a principle in the class. But if a person wants to break that principle, he says that go ahead. Because if he forces him, he will not even practice this Krishna concept which he is practicing today. Please understand. Just like Krishna did not tell Duryodhana, just like he told to Arjuna. Because Duryodhana is not in a position to stop the battle. But Arjuna, on the other side, he's in a position to stop the battle. So Krishna is actually using Arjuna as a means to actually uplift that. Why? Because Krishna has so much connection with his devotees. That means he can only speak to them, not to the other personalities who doesn't have a relationship. That means not having relationship means it's an illusion. That's what Prabhupada is mentioning to us today. That means when we don't feel that relationship, what is happening? It's in ignorance. That means we are leading a life, it's in ignorance. We have children, everything is in ignorance. We are thinking that he's our child, he's actually not our child. Who told he's our child? Do you know who is in his last life? No. Do you know what he will become in his next life? No. Do you know from where he came? Do you know whether he's a friend or an enemy in the last life? We have no idea. But we think that he's our son. How? Through bodily attachment. He belongs to Krishna. When the moment we understand he belongs to Krishna, we actually take care of him in a better way than the so-called parents taking care of their children in this. Because the so-called parents are taking care of their children through raga, through attachment and aversion. That means only my son has to be this. Only my son has to become big. Only my son has to do this. Only my son has to do that. Through raga and through dvesh. If another child is doing great, he will have enmity to that child because he has raga with his child. Through this raga, he get dvesha there. The other child, he cultivates envy. Why? Because the other child is doing great than his child. Because with his child he has attachment. Should I be discussing about this, right? Practice and detachment. Practice and detachment comes only through right strategy. Practice and detachment can never be done if you don't balance it right way. Likewise, when the illusion is so deep kicked into our consciousness, we will actually perceive that we are this body only. Nobody has to tell anything to us. We think that we are great. Again, I'm talking this to myself also. It's important because that introspection has to happen here to go. Please understand. We can never proclaim ourselves that we are free from all these arthas. No. Sadhaka will never proclaim that any tinge of mistake is coming is actually see with the magnifying glasses and then try to come out of this difficult state. Because we need to understand why sadhaka is actually convincing or working in this plane like this. Because sadhaka is fixed up. Fixed up in what? He really has to become Krishna conscious. Because sadhaka is understanding that there is no solution other than this. For example, same example. Let's say the person is very sick. Does he think about the comforts of his family? He might think. Why? Because he's free. He's free to think anything. That is, wherever his attachment is there, he'll think about that. He'll think all those memories. He'll think all those comfort zones which he went through. And as a jolt, Yamadutas will come. I remember my cousin was telling he had a dream 3 days back, stating that his body has been cut into three pieces. And he's been given an indication that your time is up. Now, why those indications are coming only to him? Because his time is up, not the others. Now, why is he seeing those personalities? That means looks like he has to take that association. I'll tell about another devotee that a mother is about to leave her body. Ara, she did so much service at the temple. Great devotee, selfless. And she told these Vaikuntavasis are coming to take her to the spiritual world. And that happened. And she also told, you know what, they went to the temple to take darshan of Govamitra. They will come after that and then I will do. Another important aspect, not everyone who comes to the process of Krishna consciousness will go to Golakam. It depends on the relationship. Oh, that is a little deeper subject. Don't want to go into that. But just a heads up. Whatever relationship you feel, you'll go to that destination. As simple as it. Let's say you worship demigods, you go to their planets. You worship Devi Devatas, you go to their planets. You worship Pitras, you go to Pitraloka. You do some charity, you go to heavenly planets. You are sinful, you go to hellish planets. You are neutral, you take another birth. That means you are little pious. You take another birth, another human form of life. If you practice really Krishna conscious and then you want to continue that, you'll get another mod. That means all of this, how is it manifesting through your desire? Mother was asking today. Does everyone who chants Hare Krishna will go to the spiritual world? Or does anyone who gives donation to the temple will they go to the spiritual world? Because she's asking. There's a in 1970s, there's a person called Polarity. He's very famous, Polarity Sweets. Now he donated the land to ISKCON. to Srila Prabhupada those days. My mother was asking, will he go to the spiritual world? So it depends on the desire. If he wants to go to the spiritual world, he will go because he did service. But if he wants to go to the Indra Loka or Swarga Loka, now he did service, so as the credit to that service, he'll be sent to the Swarga Loka. Somewhere he has to be sent because he gave Lakshmi, he gave land to the temple. He pleased Srila Prabhupada. But again, it depends on the desire. Please understand your words. Why? Because why desire is so prominent? Desire is so prominent because it either keeps us in the illusion or removes us from the illusion. Because if the desire is on the external state, it keeps us in illusion. Thinking that we are this body, yes, on this body only. Yes, yes, on this body. See, I'm white, I'm nice, I look beautiful, and this body. Illusion, external energy. His desire to show himself. His desire is that he wants to show himself as beautiful. He goes to the hospital, does liposuction. So he wants to become slim. He wants to become handsome. He'll remove all white hair. He'll put nice hair. He'll straighten his throat so that it's not falling. It's tight. He does everything to show himself as young. That is his desire. Please understand, just one desire only. His desire is to attach to this world. That is what he'll get. His desire is to do sense gratification. That is what he'll get. He'll get a body of a hog, dog, or birds. So that he does sense gratification. That is what he desires. That is whatever he desires, he'll get that. If he's thinking that he's a soul, he's a servant of the Lord, he's a servant of the Lord, and he's serving according to that, I mean, leading his life according to that, he'll go there. As simple as that. This is what Prabhupada is telling. To come out of this illusory state and then completely submitting oneself to the service of the Lord. That means developing that relationship with the Lord. Because through that relationship only, all the relationship is seeing in this world. Hare, we are devotees. We should actually work on this. The moment we begin seeing relationship through Krishna, everything will become perfect again. The problem is we don't see relationship through Krishna in this world. That is a problem. When we begin seeing like that, our son, our daughter, they're all part and parcel of the Lord. We are also part and parcel of the Lord. We are not independent. Nobody is independent in this world. If we are all independent, we would have desired to have 4 eyes, 15 legs. We would have received it. We are not independent. If I am independent, I would have desired like that. But I cannot desire like that. Because I've been given all those things. Through my prarabdha, that's why this is surprising. When Duryodhana was being asked, give 5 villages by the Lord, Krishna asked him, you just give 5 villages. We don't want anything else. You can rule the entire world, just give 5 villages. What is entire world compared to those 5 villages? Very insignificant. But even that insignificance he doesn't want to give it up. Just see how much deep desire he has to dominate this world. Very deep desire. Through that deep desire, he's missing the relationship with the Lord. Please understand this. That deep desire is what? In which state? It's in the state of illusion. It's a desire. That's deep. But which guna it is manifesting? Tamo guna, rajo guna, kamesha, kodesha, prajogun samibhava. Now that desire, what is that doing? Keeping us away from real Krishna consciousness, putting us in a complacent state. So what is that doing? Not helping us in any way. Because it is an obstruction. Desire only. Our desire only. It is coming through consciousness only. It's an obstruction. Now I'll tell an example. How desires, those desires, they actually keep the soul with this particular body. The soul has to go, but the soul is not going. It's doing desires. We see this in elderly personalities. An elderly person, they are leaving. They don't leave. Then they say that, what are your desires? They sometimes they cannot tell. Then whoever is closer to them, they will bring him or bring her and ask him to speak or ask her to speak. The moment they hear their words, they will after that. That means what is happening? That desire is also fulfilled. Now they are heading to the next destination. That means based on the desires which he cultivated now, he'll get the next destination. This is how the soul is transmigrating from one state to other state. That's how the body is in a temporary state, the soul is in a spiritual state, superior state. This superiority, if anyone is trying to understand, will get the essence of Krishna consciousness. We are dependent, dear devotees. We are not independent. I was just thinking about my cousin, not just him. We all also. Dear devotees, we all came alone. Did we came with a friend? No, we came alone. How do we go? We go alone. What is happening in between? Does it belong to us? It doesn't belong to us. We think that it is belong to us. It belongs to us. No, it doesn't belong to us. Thinking that it belongs to us, that's also illusion. There's so many things are happening in between, but you are just this and this. We get affected, we get affected, we get infected also. But the Krishna consciousness will actually pull us out of that. We do it so many times when we are kept in a difficult state. The moment we think about Krishna consciousness, the glories of the acharyas, all those things are dissipated. Exactly this discussion is helping me a lot to come out so many other things. Complacent state, so many unwanted things. It is pulling us away from that. It is understand, it is showing us this is not for you, this is for you. This is not for us, this is for us. We belong here, we don't belong here. We belong to this internal energy of the Lord, not to the external energy of the Lord. We are not connected there. Our relationship is with the source. Fruit. Leaves, we understand we can have a relationship with the leaves also, but not forgetting the roots. We understand the relationship with the leaves through remembrance of the root. That means we establish relationship with this world. How? Through the presence of the Lord, through his teachings, through the lens of the acharyas. That's how we do it. I'll stop here. Anyone would like to ask any questions? Would like to share anything? Dear Lord, is very important what we discussed today. How a sadhaka can come out of his illusory state and then be placed into this transcendental plane. The more, the more we begin thinking about us, we will remain in that illusory state only. But the more we begin thinking about the truth, about the sacrifice of the acharyas, about their life and soul, then we will understand more deeper realms. We go into the deeper state. So person came alone. Person is going also alone. The suffering which he has to go through, only he will experience that. Oh, I cannot experience your suffering, you cannot experience my suffering. We have to go through that. We have to go through it. Not just go through it, we have to grow through it. See, we need to understand this. Correct. Let's stop here. Anyone would like to add anything? Would like to ask? Would like to share?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, and Nama Krishna
Hello
Prabhuji.
to Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Today was really very deep, kind of eye opener for all of us, or at least for me. How we can see that how this body, when leaving, even though we have so many, I mean at least so many material desires, so we have to come to a point, reality check, right? As you mentioned, to get deeper into bhakti. And of course all these material things will be there even when we are doing like temple activities and all. We have to focus more into bhakti part than the external part. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Actually, it's a very surprising state. The soul is there in this body, but we never think about the soul. But the moment the soul leaves the body, no one cares about this body. When the soul is there, nobody thinks about the soul. He thinks about the body. And he doesn't know that the body is functioning through the soul. The moment the soul leaves the body, the same person who had friendship with that person, he becomes afraid. Does anyone wants to hug a dead body? Anyone in this world? He might be his friend also. Does anyone wants to hug or keep that person in his home, in the refrigerator or in the fridge for the next 10 years? Does anyone does that? Oh. That means whom are we liking then? The husband and wife already dead. The husband might be married to a beautiful wife. Love marriage. Beautiful. She's very, very beautiful. If you touch her, she'll become red. Very beautiful. White and white. When the same wife, she leaves the body, will the husband hug her wife? Will the husband stay with her wife? That means whom are we really associated here? Where are we connected here actually? Do we ever think about like this? Do we ever think like this? We are there with Timothy, but whom are we associated with? But we are actually dealing with Krishna only. We are dealing with his energy only. We are not dealing with anyone else in this world actually. We are dealing with him only. But through our lack of understanding, through our lack of Krishna consciousness, we think that she belongs to me, she's mine, or he's mine. My husband is great. My husband is this, my husband is that. And if the soul is removed from that particular body, what is a husband? Either say, ah, husband. Who is that husband? Or what kind of relationship we have with them? Do we have a relationship with the dead body? No, gone. Then means up until this point of time, what kind of relationship we have? Is it not all temporary and illusory? It is illusory. That means the moment we forget the root, that's what Prabhupada is mentioning. Please read that second paragraph again. The moment Prabhupada is telling illusory, what is illusory? Forgetfulness of the presence of the Lord. The moment we are not connected to the Lord, we are in illusion. That means if I am not connected to the root, that means I am gone. I have no existence actually. I have no sustenance. That means with whom I dealt with all these days, I have no idea. Just like a child, a sadhu comes to the home, and then the child is crying. Or the sadhu is asking the child, "Why are you crying, my dear child?" He's an adult, 20 years old boy. Why are you crying, my dear boy? He says, "You see, my father is gone." No, 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 no. I see your father sitting in the bed, sleeping on the bed. I see your father. That is your father. See, I see your pictures also with your father. The child is telling that the father is gone, gone, gone. And the father is there only. What do you mean the father is gone? No, no, no. The father is gone. If the father is gone, then with whom you got connected then up until this point of time? That means you never seen your father. Because he's gone. Do we ever see that person? Who's there within that body, particular body? No. This is not illusion. It is. Ah. Now, the more we think about this, even deeper insights. It's a beautiful science day about it. Every line Srila Prabhupada gives, with the blessing of the spiritual master and the acharyas, it's very, very rejuvenating. Let me read this line. It's very, very, very beautiful. Such emanations are experienced by the superior and inferior natural sequences. The living entities belong to the superior nature. What is the living entity? The soul, not this body. This body is temporary. It will be revealed in the seventh chapter. So beautiful. Although there is no difference between the energy and energetic, the energetic is accepted as a supreme, and the energy or the nature is accepted as a subordinate. We are subordinate. But through our actions in this world, through our education in this world, we feel that we are great. We are superior. Is that not another illusion? That's another illusion. That means at every step, padam padam with vipadam natesham, just like there is danger at every step. We are kept at illusory state at every step of our life. Everything happens through illusion only. I remember my spiritual master telling, everything in this world happens through lack of awareness. Okay. Beautiful step. Lack of awareness only everything happens in this world. The person is behaving like that means he doesn't know who Krishna is. He doesn't know what Bhagavad Gita is. He doesn't know who Srila Prabhupada is. He doesn't know what is this science is. That's why he's behaving like that. Just like an illiterate, he doesn't know what this education is. Illiterate doesn't read the paper. He doesn't read a book because he's illiterate. That is not his problem. His problem is illiterate. That's lack of awareness. So what? Why Srila Prabhupada established this organization? To bring up that money. This we need to understand more. We should apply dear devotee. I'm also thinking more and more. We should apply this science more and more deeper. It's very important. Hare Krishna. Anyone else would like to add? Otherwise, we'll stop here.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances, Prabhu. All goes to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhu, thank you
Hare
so
Krishna.
very much. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, thank you so very much. So detailedly explain. Before coming to Krishna consciousness, hearing from Prabhupada, that fear, talking about these topics of leaving the body, it used to bring a lot of fear, or just shut down the topic, don't talk about it. But with the as Krishna says, gnana chakshu, the knowledge, uh, divine knowledge, vijnana, that we are not the body, or the person who's leaving is actually just leaving the body, not the soul, which is full of consciousness. That itself brings a lot of all that fear will be lost. Basically, we
Lot
are
of positivity,
positive.
lot
Yes.
of transcendence.
Mm.
It gives us so much solace, satisfaction.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Like what you said is exactly right, actually. Just leaving the body. We're not that actually. A powerful spirit soul. Today we are crying something which we are not supposed to cry. Just like a person is running behind money in this world, and he doesn't have to run behind that. He needs some to maintain his life. That's it. If that is taken care of, this is good. Doesn't have to run behind that. Because that is not his business. The purpose of this human form of love is not to do that. See, cats and dogs, they also live. Because if we have whatever is required for us, if we can sustain ourselves, that's it. And our time has to be spent in this Krishna consciousness, not to become CEO of a company. What do we get if you become a CEO of a company? Again, I have to go to Narkaloka to suffer. There, they will not tell, oh, Prabhu, you cannot tell, oh, Prabhu, I am the CEO of the company. No, he will give a big slash, whatever, there's no CEO there. Everyone is equal in front of pure devotee, Dharmaraj, Yamaraj, Vishwada. Hare, please tell her.
Yes, Prabhuji. So we have been discussing like almost 1 hour. Yesterday also we discussed, but that solace through the Vijnana is a lot of strength and makes us strong basically. But hearing is one thing, but as you said, applying when the real situation comes, that's even more um, will benefit us for that continuous hearing attentively. Um, Thank you so very much, Prabhuji. You gave us a lot of examples, giving the live example also of your cousin. Um, so may we all pray for his journey. Um, I would like to
Thank you very
thank
much. If I
Mahamant.
caused any inconvenience to my words, if I caused any disturbances to your consciousness, please excuse me. Hare Krishna. Amma Karina, please continue. Srila
Prabhu,
Prabhupada ki jai.
I have one question maybe next time.
Yes, yes, yes.
I want to know
Please
more
tell.
about you have mentioned in the class we have to see others, our loved ones, everyone as part and parcel of Krishna. Yes, philosophically, theoretically, and then when we hear and when we see others, we'll get that consciousness also, in good times and bad times, but continuously, like it'll take time to realize, to see everyone, like friends, enemies also. But I'm a sadhaka, not in that stage yet. So it's and I do hear it's a kripa, it should be given by the spiritual master, definitely. And up until that point of perfection, how to recognize Krishna in everyone. Like if I see a talent, somebody singing really beautiful, oh Krishna, that's so great, you gave this your 64 qualities, right? One of the quality to this devotee here, so he or she is performing so beautifully. If somebody is speaking good, then one of the quality, that is coming into the realization. But then even more deeply, um, is it is that realization good? I want to know more from you here.
Definitely, it is good actually. It is good. We should aspire for this because that's how we make progress in the science of Krishna consciousness. Should aspire for them. Should pray for them. Should beg for them. Should cry for them. Should hear. Definitely.
And if
Should
and
get
you
hope.
also yeah, and you also mentioned if somebody is suffering at the same time, the other example I gave, if they are singing good, then it's a quality, and if they are suffering, as you said, I used to think, how does compassion come? Sripad Radhanath Swami Maharaj, in his book also, he said, right, the ones who are suffering with that disease near the Ganga, while he's traveling, he just came out of the Ganga stream, and right after, everyone was surrounding him, bakshish, bakshish. They are suffering, but then there is one old lady who's she's looking at Maharaj, and she called him and she blessed him. So though they are, though she is suffering, her skin getting dissolved, she's actually blessing Maharaj in that condition also. So compassion out of the heart, realizing Krishna. And then he realized that, okay, the others are actually suffering without that consciousness. That's even more that Maharaj explained by always, but I always get this example, thinking about the compassion to show, to realize that they are suffering, and if they are suffering, we actually get compassion. We do not scold them for their situation, right? When the kids are suffering with the health condition, immediately we get like, okay, you drank that, you ate this, that's why you are suffering. Rather than that, compassion should how do I take care? Sometimes kids intentionally do, you know not actual suffering of the body, but intentionally also they do. At that time again the consciousness changes. Okay, they are doing, acting in a bodily connection for us, not for them. But a lot of changes, bro. So I want to
Even
hear
intention,
more. Yeah.
even intentionally or not intentionally, when they are in that state, we should have that compassionate attitude towards them. See, it is easy to find mistakes or faults in others. It is very easy because
Yes.
Rajogana is dominant for that. It's very easy to tell because you ate that, you got that, you know. It's no big deal. But what is happening? The heart is broken. The other person's heart is broken. Actually, it's a very deep science to come to that state. It's very deep science. And definitely, by the mercy of the Acharyas, by the mercy of the spiritual master, we can try for that state. Definitely. And through that lessons only we get it. Through Krupa only we get it. But we will discuss more on that, on how to actually perceive the presence of the Lord at every moment in our life. And if we perceive the presence of the Lord, especially the Acharyas at every moment of our life, what happens is we are free from all these anarthas actually. Anarthas are gone. There are no more anarthas actually. Because anarthas are coming. Why? Because why anarthas are there? Because anarthas don't accept that state of seeing the presence of the Lord at every moment in our life. Because he doesn't want that. He doesn't want to really establish that. He is still in that illusory state. So to come out of that, definitely to see the presence of the Lord at every moment. So it's a science also. It is actually gifted. Remember Srichanash telling, our sadhana is not that our sadhana will uplift us. We do the sadhana to avail the mercy of the Lord. Because through the mercy only we can come out of this anything. Because what are we trying to show to the Lord is, oh my dear Lord, I'm really eager, really have that sincere desire to come out of this state. Really want to surrender, really want to submit myself. So when we show ourselves in that state, then through those little tests, small tests, then He will give us that mercy. But again, you see, the more we hear, we understand how much these Rajoguna and Tamoguna are dominating this. It's very clear. It's very clear that it is showing because these things are dominating. These things are putting us in different states. It's not easy actually. So that's why the sadhaka should always be very down to earth, irrespective of the situation. Talking to myself also, it's important. We should aspire for that state. Hare. Thank you. Continue to discuss on this. Hare.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare